Los Angeles. Oh, I know. I can hear that. It's like totally okay.
That sounds great when it actually put it on.
It is.
You got that voice.
Florida, Israel, Los Angeles. He makes music and has a good head on his shoulders. We're talking to John Blaze next.
You are tuned in to Black Hollywood Lives. Breaking into. And I'ma show you how to ride with a G. Yeah. I wanna how we could be. Yeah. I show you how to ride with a G. I wonder how high we can be. I show you
Sounds good. That production value. Hello, and welcome to another edition of Breaking Into here on Black Hollywood Live. I'm your host, James Lott Jr. You can follow us on YouTube and iTunes under Black Hollywood Live or BHL. We have a Twitter, which is BHL Online, and you can follow me at James Lott Jr. all over the interwebs. Yes, exactly. Good song. That was Moods by my guest. One of his new songs has been released. We're going to play another new song by him later on in the show. There are many Johnny Blazes out there, but this one stands out from the rest. Last year, he had projects out called Bad Grammar and the EP After This We Start, which are two great projects, and I played many songs off of them for a long time. We're going to talk about all of that, the music-making process. He's making lots of music right now. He's so excited. I'm excited for him. He has two new songs out, Mood and Force Field, which we're going to play Force Field a little later. He's living in L.A. He's making it happen, making the dream real. Ladies and gentlemen, John Blaze. See? The fans. They're coming. Hi, Johnny. How are you?
I'm doing amazing.
You are. No, actually, I've been seeing you. I follow you.
Living, right?
You're living. You look great.
Thank you.
I haven't seen you in a while.
Last 4 months, I've been just like working out.
I can tell you totally. I'm like, you got arms all of a sudden.
Summer's coming. Yeah.
Summer's coming.
I had to come with the tight black shirt. I had to show it off a little bit. It's because it's been so long since I've had, like you came when I first came here. I remember we were talking about in and out.
Yes.
Five Guys, in and out.
Yes,
It was so bad.
I had Five Guys the other day. It's funny because so you and I, we've known each other now for about 8 months at this point. I don't know how long it's been, since last year. It's been a while. We actually have an interview on our sister network, AfterBuzz TV, the Concert Experience, and with Johnny Blaze. We did that back in December of last year. And so I wanted to bring him back in because he has some stuff coming up, and he's been working at this craft. He's been in LA, you said now a year?
One year yesterday.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
What is one thing about Los Angeles that you are liking?
I gotta say the weather is consistent.
Okay.
And I'm not used to that. In Florida, the humidity is just terrible.
Yes.
In Israel, it's dry, it's fun, it's hot. It's kind of like the valley.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm used to near the Santa Monica area, where it's like you walk out and it's like air conditioning outside.
Yes. I heard Tel Aviv is a very happening spot at night.
It's amazing.
Nice.
It's like you get a great combination of you got the beachgoers,
yes,
and then right next to the beach there's it's kind of like Wall Street.
Ah,
so you got suits and bikinis and
hey, there you go.
And both of them don't mind each other. So.
Well, I'd like to see that, but also I don't mind my Florida either. I like my South Florida. I have a good time when I go there. I was there in January. I was in South Beach. I had a great time. Beautiful people, good food, and the weather was amazing. I was very happy. I wanted to read a couple of things to you because we did do a show together before and got a lot of views. I was very impressed by the views we got, and these are some of the comments that we got. I was going to read them to you. So one, Benjamin Klein, don't know if you know him or not, said, "I'm so proud of you, brother. Great interview. The sky's the limit for you. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay humble and hungry."
Ben Klein that's a significant name for me.
Is it real? Okay, tell me what name is that?
He was he's my all-time best friend.
Oh, okay.
We were pretty much born together. Our moms were best friends, and we grew up together. And, getting into trouble. So that's kind of cool that he, that's why I love the internet. Everyone stays updated.
Yeah, well, he watched. Tina, I hope I'm butchering these things. Tina8765 said, "Good looking and brains too. Great combo."
I like that.
He is good looking, you guys. Hello. And I hope I don't butcher this either. One Cherie Amour. Love his music, like his flow. It stands out from others.
Very positive.
Now we got
now we're really lucky.
Now it's a party. That is, you got some really positive stuff. On the internet, anything can happen, and people can write all kinds of crap.
It's quick.
So yes, it's very quick. So that was very nice to read. I want to make sure you heard those from our last interview. You did.
That's great. That's good feedback. I
Yes,
want more of those.
Feedback. Okay, so actually, you had last year And you released 2 different projects that went out. How do you feel when you look back about 2015 for you? What do you think
That's
when
a
you look
good
back
question.
on it?
Well, I kind of see it as like location and what I was able to do in the location. When I was living in Israel, thank you, we appreciate that one.
This is live TV, folks. I love it.
When I was living in Israel,
talk.
hold on, let me multitask. This is great. Keep my mind occupied. So when I was living in Israel,
Yes, you're living in Israel.
I moved down to Beersheba, it's about 1 hour south of Jerusalem.
Okay.
It's very quiet. There's not much to do.
Yes.
Which is great for me because I was wanting to focus on my music.
Yes.
And because I had, at the time, the resources and the time to do it, I made great music, and that is what stood out for a lot of my career.
Okay.
Was like those small projects that became significant for me.
Yeah. You can go on the floor. It's fine. No, I can see.
And
yes.
So in comparison to like coming to Los Angeles, where I have to rebuild from the ground up, and now in that scenario, it's kind of like, okay, I don't have resources, but I have what I did before.
Okay.
In Beersheba. So that's kind of how I'm seeing it right now. Like I had a year, and so far I've done a lot of really cool projects, which we're going to talk about tonight.
Yes. Yeah.
And so pretty much, my train of thought. Remind me the question. Remind me the
Well,
question.
it's just how you look over at 2015. What does
15.
what's it feel like to you?
Pretty much when I think of 2015, I think of South Israel.
Okay.
I think of that isolated place where I got so much music done. And here now I'm kind of like acclimating myself now to the LA style. I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
Living here is amazing.
How did you find your current production team? Didn't you switch production teams and you like?
I'm very fortunate. I'm very lucky. So because of the Uber thing.
Oh, there you go. That's how we met.
Right.
Here's my driver.
I still stand by that. Uber is a great way to meet people. It's a random. You meet walks of life everywhere. And I picked up an artist who was going to the studio that day, and I was playing him some music. And actually, I was playing him a French. I remember this. I was playing him a French rap song by Stromae.
Okay.
And he was like, "Oh, you're a French person?" And I was like, "No, I just like the song."
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, listen to me." And the conversation developed, and he took me in the end to his studio.
Oh my God.
And there I met the sound technician. His name was Mark Solomon. A very cool guy. He's part of the tribe. He was Jewish. I was like, "Oh, I came from Israel." I was trying to use whatever I could in the most subtle way to just show like my interest in wanting to advance. Like I was looking for a place to record. Yeah. I knew nobody. This was actually a little after our last interview.
Okay, good. Okay.
So this was like, keeping an open mind up and just waiting for the signs.
Yeah, because I was saying, before you had the people before you, but I'm thinking, you moved with some newer people, so.
So my idea was, how am I going to get the process done? Because I didn't have my studio anymore. It wasn't like in South Israel, where I had everything under control.
Okay.
Now I have to go to people. Now I have to work with people. Now I have to collaborate, which is fun, but it takes a lot of patience. And I'm a very, when you have an idea, you just want to get it out as fast
you want to get it out, yeah. But luckily in this day and age, though, because you've done this and I've seen you do this, you've just put stuff on Snapchat, you put stuff on Facebook, you've done a few videos of songs.
Completely impulsive, completely spontaneous. I love it. That's the way I want to do it.
Which is great. I mean, because you can do that now. You don't have to. I mean, you want more polished stuff like moods like that, but in the meantime, you can just release things off a phone or wherever you want to do.
Totally. And thank you for the liking mood.
So there you go.
It's still brand new, and I'm still I just released it 2 days ago.
I know.
And right now I'm working on my market strategy for it. So it's gonna be interesting how people are reacting to it. It's so different.
What is different about this song from some of your other work?
It's transformed about 6 different ways. I think about 4 or 5 different people have touched the song when it comes to recording, tracking, music production, and then essentially the mix and master. It's been in like 4 different studios.
Oh wow!
And it's had like 3 different bodies.
Okay.
Of music.
Yeah. Okay, I got it.
So by the time it actually was we could call it a finished product, which even nowadays obviously music is so opinionated. Nothing is a finished project.
It can be all remixed and whatever.
That's why I like SoundCloud. It's more of it's not so regulated. It's not like let me share my opinion. Let me put my 2 cents in before labels and more serious responsibility comes around when it comes to distributing music. So in the meantime, because I'm not I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that to my advantage.
He has about 40 songs on SoundCloud, folks. So I'm telling you, you can go there and check stuff out for there. And I'll put the link on my page. Yeah, no, it's funny because you're right, because you're able to like be raw and share whatever form that song is in at any given time to the public. And then then you may have a finished product later, but along the way you can share, say, I'm doing it reggae style, or I'm doing it, bachata style, or I mean, like you can literally put it out in any form you want, and along the way.
People ask me, they're like, "What's your genre?" And I tell them I'm still a developing artist, and they say, "Well, you have all these songs," and I said, "I know. Isn't that crazy? I'm still developing."
Yeah, actually, at last time. So you still, so at this point between last time and now, you're still developing your sound.
I've been developing it for about 15 years. And you know what? And I hope not to finish, to get to a final product. I hope on the way people are just enjoying what I'm doing, and thankfully to the internet, I'm able to reach out to more people, and they're able to get in touch with me, and it's great motivation, especially because I'm moving places and really just destroying and rebuilding.
I saw some comments on your SoundCloud page, and people are responding to your music. They are. They're saying things. You can comment, obviously you can comment on anything nowadays. Every platform has a comment section. And I see you have some good comments on there.
It's like now it's like releasing a brand new song, but I've already have 40 songs, and people who are coming in to see the new stuff, they already know my stuff. They already know like the material. They know what to expect. Right now I'm trying to, and because I'm saying I'm developing, it's because I'm still looking for I'm still trying to reach out to a larger demographic. I'm still trying to keep my ear to the, to the charts. And
what's happening on the charts right now, do you think, in your opinion?
In my opinion, well, Drake dropped Views, and that is probably, I could literally, recite every word from the album.
Yes.
And it's just because the songs are that catchy that you can literally do that.
They're very catchy.
Chance the Rapper, people are buzzing about that.
Yeah.
I'm a Post Malone fan, and he just dropped a small mixtape, which was surprisingly very catchy. I mean, he had Jeremiah on that.
Okay.
Jeremiah. He got some new artists coming up that he actually got Jaden Smith.
Oh wow.
To do a little.
We know Willow did songs back in the day, but I know Jaden was doing something.
Right.
Okay,
everyone's working. The Fresh Prince is coming back.
Fresh Prince.
Gotta restore the legacy.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Shout out to Jaden Smith.
I think you just made me lose my train of thought. I love that. But no, because mixtapes are a big thing, and nowadays, back in the day, there were actual tapes, but now they're just
I wish it was like that.
Isn't that crazy? I grew up that way, so I mean,
because then you would appreciate it more what you got. It's like I actually, about a week ago, I went to a Walmart and I saw this guy selling his mixtape on the side.
Oh wow!
And he was chasing people down. He was just like, "Hey, listen, you like rap, right? You saw my snap bag."
Yeah.
He was like, hey, like I got the CD. So I heard it and it was okay, but it reminded me of like the time I was like, man, I remember chasing people down like that.
Yeah, it's a thing that nowadays, like my mom, in a different field, she collects African American art. And a lot of the artists that are big now, she's like, I remember them 30 years ago when they're out of the back of their car, like literally out of the back of their car and their vans, they're selling their artwork. They're at swap meets. Isn't that funny? And like now they're making thousands of dollars.
It's like the attention's going back into the hands of the people.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that actually. Well, I think the mixtape thing has gotten bigger now, isn't it?
Not even that, just everyone in general. I don't mean to get off track from music, but even like Uber, Airbnb, just what you're able to do with the internet. The attention's going back into the individual.
Because we got so far away from it.
Right. That's why I showed up in LA.
You wanted to be in the mix of the people, right?
There's like when I first came here, I wasn't exactly familiar with what was going to happen or how the music industry worked. Okay. I was going to learn it as I would go on. And so far what I have learned is that there is multiple ways to make lucrative careers out of just knowing music. In fact, like even teaching, consulting, producing, and I'm feeling much more confident about my future here.
I have friends who are opera singers, and we had one guy, my friend H. Warren Sharp was on here last year, who actually on the side they teach singing lessons, vocal stuff. They work at music. I mean, like you can work it out. You can have a career. You just have to figure out a way to do it, so you can still be in it.
But I'm still my ideal goal when I first came here, though. Even though there's so many options and stuff, what I really want to do is I want to be on that stage.
Yeah. I'm waiting for it. I want to come see you.
Oh, it's gonna be a big stage. That's why I'm waiting.
Okay, so I'm waiting. I want to see. That's the one thing I haven't seen you do yet. I want to see you live in front of people.
Studio time. I'm working.
I know you're working. That's good. You're perfecting your craft.
Summer's coming up. That's why I had to get back into the gym.
You do look bigger than you did last time. Like, wow, Jesus Christ. Okay, so let's talk about your other song that you just released. I think was it yesterday or another one a couple days ago? About Force Field. Let's talk about that one.
Force Field. Yeah.
So I'm gonna have Marissa's gonna cue it up and play some of it because I like the music on this one.
Yo,
And we'll talk.
mama say, stay. Will you? The force feels surrounding me. It feels so good to be alone, but yeah. I need this company. I need this company. Yeah. I need this company.
I like it.
I need this company. Yeah.
I like the music.
It's got a cool story to it.
Okay.
Bad when I was faded, I would never listen. Twist the OCB up, pass around redemption.
I'm hearing the evolution of your sound, your production. I can hear it. So that's Force Field. We're gonna play that on the outro on the way out to you a little bit. But I wanted to hear that one. I really love the music. It's like you can totally hear from your earlier stuff. There's an evolution happening in your production.
It's surprising. I get that a lot. A lot of people that have heard even like a year's worth will be like, wow, you've really changed a lot. And that's exactly what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm trying to do.
Right. And so tell me a story about Force Field. Great name, song.
So the main producer I work with right now is still living in Beersheba. His name is Oren Katz.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oren
his
Katz.
younger apprentice, I'll call him his apprentice. We're all good friends, so
Yes.
there's no titles.
Yeah.
But his name is Danny Yasno.
Okay.
And the kid is just a very talented guy. He sings. He sounds a little like. He does a lot of light rock, and he's just got that Jason Mraz kind of melodic voice.
Okay.
Right. That's
Yes.
That's I'm a fan.
Yes, I do. Yes.
But he, turns out he produces hip hop music as well.
Wow.
In his spare time, and he just sent me the first beat I ever heard from him. Sent me was Force Field.
Oh.
And now he's like, it had everything in it already.
Okay.
Except for a few guitars and some mixing that we did over in Hollywood. And I remember I was just trying to text him. I was like, hey, this is great. I'm going to use this. And he's very modest.
Oh, really?
I loved it. I just, it made me want to do it more. I was like, man, I want to turn this into something. And things just worked out so quickly. Some songs could take months, like Mood. Mood took more than a year.
Oh my God! Wow.
This song took 3 weeks.
Oh my God! Wow.
And it was all there too. It all came very fast.
What
the
made
writing,
you? What was it about that melody or that beat that you said yes?
It was well, he used the OVO sound kit.
Okay.
Which is the sounds he was using. But what I really liked about this song was it kind of put you in a bit of a trance.
Okay.
It's a bit dark. It's a bit serious. And it's an opportunity. I think the beat gave me an opportunity to really show a more mature side of me.
Okay.
Obviously, a lot of the subjects I sing about are very similar to each other. I love talking about those arguments, those small dialogues between couples, or just anything I can grip my mind around. But that song specifically was mostly about that. It was really a chance for me to really show a more visual side of it. I mean, if you listen to the song, I'm sure you can catch the mental image, which is what I was really trying to give to the listener.
Well, folks don't know, if you didn't watch our last episode, you can learn here that you actually are a well-read man who actually has certain philosophies that you believe in.
Thank you. That sounds very flattering.
But it's true. I mean, it's true. I mean, you do. We've had talks off camera and on. I mean, you do. They're.
What about Mark Wood?
Our buddy Mark Wood.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's going to be watching
awesome.
this. I mean, but no, saying we've had deep discussions about just the universe and what we believe. And I know in some of your music, it has permeated some of your music. So
that's the best part. Good question. I like how you're directing me.
Yes, of course, it's my job, right?
Hey, not everyone gets the roses in time to smell them, right?
Hey, I like that. That's right.
Why the music is continuing to stay with me and why I keep developing it is because I'm developing myself, and I'm learning. And the best part about learning whatever I'm like the philosophies, like learning a lot of Eastern philosophies.
Yes, I know you do. Yes.
Right now, my new thing is transcendentalism. I'm reading a book right now called The Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer, and I really recommend this book. It's you can listen to it as an audiobook. I don't like reading, visually because it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
But when you're in the car and you play
Say
an
it again.
audiobook.
What is it? Who's it by? Say it again.
The Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer.
Okay.
Officially.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Anyway, so like stuff like that, I'm really getting to bring back to the music and express it through that, and that is the tools I'm using is what I'm learning. It's really expanding the way I'm thinking, especially being in LA and doing the job I'm doing. I'm exposed to a lot of people who are, not too long ago I picked up someone who was like she's not a shaman, but she's very spiritual, and she walked into the car and she was like, I feel the energy. Did you have this kind of a day? And I was like, how did I'm very enthusiastic. How did you know?
I know you are. That's exactly, yes.
Tell me how you knew that, so.
We hit it all. I say, here's my Uber driver. We hit it all. You're like my third Uber person who's been on one of my shows because I'm just like, Uber is the best place.
They see me rolling.
Yeah, New York today. Because you never know what the Uber driver is doing on their other time. And so I love talking to them and like talking to you. We find, oh, you do this. Okay, sure. I like to support people who are doing good things. And this business, we're all a dime a dozen on some level because there's a million of us doing this kind of stuff.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's more like it's going back to the hands of the people. It's not a... It's if you plan it out right, you can actually make a decent living in the city.
What is it you like about being in the studio? Tell me what do you like being? What about at the studio that you like being in it?
It's my temple.
Okay.
It's a place where I know I'm gonna do something productive.
Ooh, okay, I like that.
Come on, like in this world, there's so much confusion that we tend to kind of cling to the things that we really are familiar with. Some people make it family, some people make it. So my thing is music because that's the thing that's been traveling with me and changing with me, and the thing I feel most fondest of and closest to.
You can do it anytime you want.
Yeah.
You can do music right now. You can do music
now.
You can do it
now. I can do
That's
it
right
now. All right. You see what I'm saying?
I'm on coffee. All right, a little inside joke.
Coffee.
There you go.
That's the drink I drink.
Water. No.
Water sucks. It really sucks. Yeah, I'm just joking. I saw an Adam Sandler movie yesterday and it reminded me of it.
Oh my God, I saw it. Which one did you see?
The Do-Over one.
Me too. I just watched it. Oh my God, me and Cameron just watched it like 2 nights ago.
Oh yeah?
It actually wasn't that bad. And actually there was a message in at the end of the whole cancer thing. And so I was like, wow, where'd that come from?
Adam Sandler seems to do that a lot. That whole
yeah, I guess so. Him and David Spade.
I'm still a Big Daddy fan, and I'm gonna stay like that was the peak for me for him.
What about Happy Gilmore? No.
Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, of course.
Yeah. But it's just kind of funny. But anyway, it's just kind of funny that I just watched it the other night too. Actually, I just saw it by myself because it's a Netflix original movie. So
I'm still not getting that either. Like
they made it for Netflix, and that's it. Not theater.
That's kind of where everything is shifting nowadays.
Well, you're here on Elbaz and things on the media. It's like it's all about internet, and it's all about not just.
It's all about that SoundCloud.
Yes, people are doing things to SoundCloud. They're doing exclusive SoundCloud too. They're doing
it's like YouTube for audio.
Yes, well, they're doing things to PlayStation has series. I mean, they're going outside the box of just regular network television and even cable. And for us nowadays, in terms of music, there's only like 3 major companies at this point. So now you got to do it yourself. Because there's like 3 big, huge companies.
I love it. That's one thing that I've noticed that's very like, just different. It feels different.
Mm-hmm.
Like 10 years ago, you could not find music like that. You could not download just like, okay, I'm exposed to about 30 new artists a day. And I'm not exaggerating. Like that really, I look for them and about 80% of them I like and keep in my library. It's that. So you got to ask yourself like, wow, like now more people are given a chance to speak.
Yeah.
And music is kind of a really popular and way to express yourself. So,
that is true. There's a lot of artists out there who are not huge and they're making great music. Great. I mean, not just my friends who are musicians, but like I discover people here and there by, I hear something, what's that? Shazamming on my phone, like, oh my God. And then you hear all this great something, how body of work. You're like, why aren't they popular? We know why, but you just like, you think, why, just.
So, I mean, I'm not exactly sure how the industry works now when it comes to the upper echelon.
Yeah.
But, you definitely listen to the conversations that people have when it comes to it. And, everyone's kind of saying the same thing.
So now you have what's upcoming for you that you're kind of working on right now?
So I'm kind of backtracking.
Yes.
All right. So
okay.
I'm going back to school.
Oh, very good.
I'm taking some producing classes.
Very good. Okay, and where are you going? Do you know where you're going? Or
Create. It's there's a studio called Westlake.
Okay.
In West Hollywood.
Okay.
And in addition to the studio, they have this. It's more of like an exclusive academy.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually Ubered. I drove for Uber this one of the directors of admissions. And once again, we had good chemistry in the car, and the conversation was great. And he invited me into the studio, and said, "Hey, listen, I like you. I like the music that you do. Here's my card." A month later, he calls me and he says, "Listen, there's 4 of us that have a say in who we want to give a scholarship to." And he says, "I was thinking about you." He says, in the conversation in the car was great. The music was great. I was thinking about you. You want the scholarship?"
He literally broke into an academy. This show's called Breaking Into. You literally broke into an academy.
I'm a bit of a thief. What can I say?
God, well, you stole me too. Obviously, I have you on my shows.
A bit of a charmer.
We've done like 3 shows together on three different platforms. But that's really amazing that So, what is the lesson you want to tell people out there who are trying to make it a music? Just that be kind. What's the
first
message?
thing you got to know is it's never too late to start. That's the first
true.
thing.
That's exactly true.
And that's kind of I see it crippling a lot of people, and they tell me like, it's great being a musician because people are gonna tell me like, hey, listen, I feel like this and I want to do this, and what should I do? I want to know your opinion. Give me some advice. So I get to be put in a position where I hear what they really want to do, and a lot of what I hear is, oh, I can't do it. I'm a little too old. I'm a little too tied up in something. So you have to understand. It's never too late to start, and once you actually want to, and you can do it.
Like that. It's true.
There's a ton of lessons I wanna drop real quick.
Please do it. I'm like, because right now I am working on some songs of my. I've been writing some songs of my own ideas, and he said he'd help me.
It's been 6 months. What's stopping you?
Fear. Just to go ahead and just go in and do it.
Well, you're already aware of the problem.
Yeah.
Fear.
You take the fear. Just go in. I'm fearless.
Actually,
everything else.
The book that I was talking about, the Surrender Experiment, that's exactly what it's about. It's about realizing what it is that's stopping you, pinpointing it in your mind, and practicing actually letting it go, and then seeing how life unfolds before you, and seeing how you can actually start trusting the decisions you're making, like that gut feeling that's talking to you, that voice in your head. There's a few things going on in your mind. Mm-hmm. So the gut feeling and the intuition's telling you like, I know what I want to do. Mm-hmm. But there's a couple other voices in your mind that are like, well, if you do that,
that's very true. And I'm fearless in everything else I do. For some reason, I've been really scared to just so I just gotta do it. I just gotta just contact you and do it. Go in the studio. And
you're gonna contact me tomorrow morning, and I'm gonna call my sound technician, and he's gonna. There you go.
We're gonna do it. Okay, so they see he's helping me. That's like I learned. I'm old, but I learned.
You helped me. I drove for Uber. I'm just a driver, and you said, hey, come to my show.
I did. Good. So what's some other couple of lessons please tell me? I want people to know some lessons. Tell them what else is going on because you are breaking barriers and getting into stuff. So what are a couple of things that you've learned?
It's a big personal life experiment. Okay. It's reactions. I'm meeting different people and I'm reacting to them and I'm getting them to react to me and I'm literally just seeing where it goes. And obviously I'm trying to go in it with the best values possible.
Yeah.
When I was younger, so like the song said in the force field, I was out of my house when I was 20.
Yeah, you're right. No.
But when you're 20, it's kind of like, well, you just kind of left high school. You had a little bit of college. Mm-hmm. You don't really know that much.
Yeah.
So,
because now you're in your late 20s, aren't you, at this point?
I'm 27.
Yeah, you didn't head into the late 20s.
I'm getting up there. Yeah, but the thing is, it literally like. Having that experience is it's not even an experience. It was just more of an awareness. Once you have that awareness, you can actually like control your life a little more. And I think that's what was the problem in the beginning. I lost the train of thought again. What was the point?
You're good. We're talking about you're giving lessons to people. You're telling people.
Oh, now I just feel like I'm reminiscing.
But you're telling about how you're sharing, how you're learning from your own life experience.
So that's what it was. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I know what's going on.
So when I left so when you're on your own and that's it, you have just yourself to rely on, so you learn quickly. And then once you've learned, that's it. I mean, it's easier. It really is. The older you get, the easier it is.
That part is true.
That's true.
I can tell you that one.
High school was a nightmare.
High school. Oh my God, let's not bring up high school.
I had fun, but it was still a nightmare.
I got through it and I was great and I was popular and all that crap, but I didn't. I was ready. It was funny. I was ready to be an adult, and then I became an adult. I'm like, can I go back to high school? I mean, it was kind of a weird thing, but now I'm happy to be in my late 40s. It's fine. I know what I know, so we've had a lot of experience. Now, so like I said, we're not defining your music. We're not going to define what your music is. But what are some styles that you like that you're finding are kind of permeating your latest music?
Ooh, okay. Styles as in like what's influencing me right now?
Yeah, what's influencing right now? Like, what do you?
I really like the fact that mainstream is kind of going in a more EDM way.
It has a lot. Yes,
I'm a big fan of hi-fi music, like Troye Sivan.
Oh yeah, I know.
I feel like I discovered him a little before he got his fame,
yes.
and that gives me a little bit of sense of like not claim.
You were in the know. You were in the know.
He made his music for his fans, and I'm a fan, so I claim that music. So I see a lot of music shifting in that area, and then alongside that, hip hop has always been, or even rap. I don't even know if you can call it hip hop anymore, just because it's been. There's so many directions it's going in, and
true.
What's being paid attention to right now isn't exactly. It's rap.
Yeah.
But there's so many forms for music that actually, like, now that I think of it, the things that influence me don't really even have categories anymore. And I hear so much stuff. I hear like an overall threshold of music, kind of.
Okay.
Kind of like, how does it all sound together? What am I what am I reacting to all of this music?
Yeah.
And what I get is that we're going into this more. We're kind of taking it back into like the 70s.
Oh, makes me happy, yes.
We're realizing that, all those older guys that were like, oh, it wasn't like the Allman Brothers back in the day or Led Zeppelin, y'all didn't do it right. What's this, rap music? So now we're bringing live instruments back in the studio, and we're using the quality of technology that's available to us today. And we can actually combine everything together and make just incredible music with sounds that have never been played before.
It's funny because I grew up in the 70s. So for me, I was a disco baby. I love disco. And then, of course, they were like, disco's bad. It sucks. And in the 80s, it became, they called it high energy. It was like Expose and Lizette Melendez and Stevie B and all these kind of like high energy dance stuff. And that was kind of okay. And then in the 90s, became house music was really big, and that was a big thing. And then it all kind of went away.
Yeah.
I love the house.
Is a dance.
Yeah, exactly. Snap, Black Box, Grooves in the Heart by Delight, all
ATC.
that stuff.
I love I grew up with two sisters about your age.
Yeah.
And that was that was in the house. In fact, you remember we were talking about it, but I think Sporty Spice, what was her name? Mel C.
Yes.
I think that was playing. I think
I
5 days a week in my house. There you go.
That's another big. Yeah, she had a big hit, a solo hit that was big. That was
Rudy.
Dance. Yeah, all that stuff. Corona, Rhythm of the Night.
You're bringing me back.
Yeah,
you talk about
Technotronic.
my Corona.
That's something different.
No, that's my Sharona.
Yeah, my Sharona. That was back when I was like in junior high school.
I had to fix.
Yes,
fix
that was the knack. I love the knack. But then for a while, dance music went away again. So you're right. So like the last couple of years, EDM, which I didn't know what that was. I was like, what does EDM mean? I learned obviously like what that means. Electronic dance music. But it became, now I see the resurgence that dance isn't bad anymore. It's like now you can have songs that are bouncy, that are danceable, and they do it in rap. Nicki Minaj has songs that are very electronic. And some of her stuff that she does. I mean, nowadays everyone's doing. Beyonce does some. Rihanna does some great dance songs.
Rihanna's notorious. I think Rihanna from who you just mentioned. I think Rihanna is the most even.
Well, she goes to David Guetta and all them. She does major and Usher too. Usher went very dance for a while. He had like one big hit. And he went that direction and then had all these different dance hits. And some folks were getting mad at him because it's like,
well, right now
dance.
So there's a lot of that. But what I do notice too, and this is more also in LA, kind of like in the urban style music, like what Drake is doing and what J. Cole is doing. And you're mentioning funk, and I was thinking, the first thing I was thinking was, wow, Kendrick Lamar kind of brought that back.
Love him.
Especially that latest album. It was just like, it felt like a jam session of like, they brought like everyone,
Come on in!
It's like they brought George Clinton, and it was like, all right, we're starting.
Yes.
Untitled begins now.
As once again, I'm going to mourn my Prince, because Prince was somebody who did everything. I mean, everything. He did dance, he did funk, he did R&B, he did sexy, he did rock.
He played amazing basketball.
Yeah, he played basketball. From 5'2", he played basketball.
He beat Dave Chappelle.
I know.
Shot him with him.
But I mean, it's funny. I mean, there's people that you who like say don't want to be pigeon. He don't want to be pigeonholed in the box either. He wanted to be like, I play music. I'm a musician. I'm an artist. You're kind of like the same. You're like, I'm an artist. Here's my work. It might sound like it has a little raga to it. It might sound like it's hardcore rap. It might sound like it's dance. Like you're like, that's what you want to do, right?
You bring up good points because the thing is, how often do we get someone like Prince? How often do we get someone like Michael Jackson?
Right.
Look at The Weeknd. I think he's a perfect example of someone who's really like, what do you do? What do we do with you? Yeah. You sing amazing.
He does.
But you represent for the low life.
Yep.
And and that's great.
Yeah.
Because it goes together in that way he does it, and and I think this is part of my belief system when it comes to music, but those exceptions are the biggest drive for me to want to be original. It's like, wow, if you can break away from just get your own lane so far out that they're just like, what do we call you? And then obviously when you make that transformation and you kind of hit into the mainstream, they kind of work you in slowly, and that's what people complain about. They're like, man, we liked him when he was more raw, when he was an independent. Yeah. And I think actually that's kind of the reason why I think many people are liking Chance the Rapper, is because he's first of all he's great.
Yeah.
But secondly, he's going so far with his music and he's remaining an independent rapper, and he's giving motivation for a lot of, I think G-Eazy. I'm not exactly sure these other backdoor deals that get made.
Yeah.
But you definitely see a shift.
Well, because there's artists like Lupe Fiasco or Kid Cudi, people who try to do different things, and they get praised for one album, another album they get crapped on. It's like because the music, but they're literally
cutthroat.
But literally, the music's basically the same. Almost the albums are different because they're doing different types of music. They're getting different artists to work with them. They're doing all kinds of stuff, and it's like, well, sounds good to me.
Personally, I think all an artist really needs to make it to be successful is about maybe 20 or 30,000 devoted fans. That's all you need. You tour, you put out music. It depends on how far you want to go, but really, that's kind of all you need.
So, sir, this is my question. I'm going to say to you because I asked you this question last time.
Let's do it.
What's going on with your social media?
What's going on with my social media?
Yes, are you getting back? Because before I talked to you last time, you're like, I don't.
Are you gonna roast me right now?
Yes, because you just brought up a good point. You got to build that. I'm a whore. I'm on social media working it out. You got me.
You're completely right, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
And there's actually a really great sentence that I learned from philosophy, from Taoism.
Okay. Sorry.
It said, first of all, a humble man can't say he's humble.
All right. Yes. Right.
And what a burden it is for someone who has to be a blabbermouth.
Yes.
And has to talk and has to, hey, did you know this? You have to do it. And I completely agree with you. And
you can find a way to do it that can work for you. That there's ways to do it so that you still feel.
I guess I'm still looking for that one way that works.
You gotta find a way. You know what I mean? Like I do it my own way too.
I've definitely tried, and I'm definitely, like I said, remaining open-minded.
Yeah.
And it's never too late. But so far, I mean, it's pretty steady. I've been getting a lot more feedback, especially because I've been getting ready these next few songs that I'm preparing to release. 3 songs in the last month. That's 2 good. Recently, and one of them is just I'm very proud of because I got to really touch a personal part of my life, and actually personally get like the kind of a sense of accomplishment.
Wow. Okay.
Forcefield is a step for me forward.
Good. Now I ask my guests the same 2 questions. I don't prepare them at all, but I ask them because I want to hear their first reactions. And usually it's a word. It has been a phrase for some people. So I'm going to ask you, John Blaze, and just whatever comes to mind for you. Obviously you're a lyricist, and I believe that language is very important. It can hold us back. It can push us forward. It can do all kinds of stuff for us. So in the English language, what is one word do you think we should take out of our vocabulary?
No.
I like that. You're a good example on that.
Great example. You want to do it? No. That's already, how about can't?
Ooh, that's another one.
Can't's a better one.
Another one, can't. It's like can't. What do you mean you can't?
Or if.
Or if, yeah.
Or maybe.
I sound like all those. That's good.
That's what they told me to take out of my so like when I was 24, 25, that's when I started doing this whole disciplining your mind stuff. And that's the first thing they tell you, is take those words out of your mind, practice not using them, and if you ever mess up and use the word, it's okay. Just be aware of that and try not to do it again. It's really just about practicing.
Actually, it is. It's about practicing habits. You can create your own habit, and that goes for mind changing also. And on the other side of that, what word do you think we should say more of, or bring back into our vocabulary?
Love.
I like that one. It's underrated too.
It's so easy. It's the strongest energy in the universe. It's everything. And the moment, and that's actually, it's interesting. It's like people. This is stuff that I'm fascinated by. I'm not exactly sure if it's real or not. It's good for me to say that it's a fascination of mine.
Yes.
But it says, that we come from two sources, a source of fear and a source of love. And when you act from a source of love, you act a certain way. And when you act from fear, there's also the results that come from that. Everything, just like, reaction, action, reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So once you're aware of that, you can kind of start catching yourself. You can kind of start usually I would have reacted like this, but, now.
Yeah.
So that's kind of something I want to get more of is love.
I did an interview with someone, Steve Rohr, he's a great guy, who's wrote a book called Scared Speechless, and he talks about how you should have fear. Fear is good for you. You can actually make it work for your advantage. Trying to get rid of it all the way is not really the goal. And you're almost saying the same thing. Like getting rid of it. It's like, hey, you have fear. Great. You have fear.
I just heard a cool story about Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
Said from his last performance to his last days of performing, he was always nervous. He was always scared, and he always had to talk himself into it.
Oh, really?
in behind the stage, behind the curtains, and then what was said after that was that edginess, you don't lose that edginess. The edginess is actually going to help you go on stage and actually perform at maximum.
Yeah. Because
a little of that fear, I mean, obviously there's so many things tied to it. There's the ego, there's a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
And it's even myself, even like going to a show, the trip there, I have to sit there and I have to focus on something, right. because it creeps up on you.
Yeah. No,
so it's very natural, and I think it happens with everybody. And obviously, you shouldn't, you're not gonna get fear completely out of the equation. No. Only Superman does that.
Okay, go on, Superman. That's
right. We got to learn from Clark. But the thing is, how well are you gonna react to that? So if you can't get rid of fear completely, at least you can do is you can learn the best way to handle it.
Yes. And
that obviously depends on you, but
Yeah, I like that. I'm getting rid of my fear. I'm gonna do a song.
Right. Make music.
I've been having fun experimenting. So I actually really do want to go in a studio and actually see what it's like and see what professionals, what they can help me come up with. I think that part actually is exciting.
Welcome to the club. I just did it for my cousin, Karen Walkney. She's amazing. Check this out. So for a great example of, and I know she's going to want to, she's going to be like, don't mention it. But talk about a great example of the individual actually having his voice.
Yes.
And kind of going back into the power of the people. So my cousin has never released a song. No one has heard her sing. And she turned to me and she said, I want to make a song. And I said, all right, come over. Let's hear what you got. And I was blown away. She sounded like Lana Del Rey, but just different in her own style. I took her to the studio and the sound technician said the same thing. And we're sitting there looking like there's so many people in this world. And each one of them has their own long-lived experience. You just gotta get curious about what's going on in all these minds.
That's true. And people always ask me all the time, they say, Jay, you always seem like you're interested in your interviews. Like, I am. Because we all have something to say, and it's something different or possibly similar to what...
That's why I like coming.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. You guys, this is a great guy. John Blaze, of course. Tell folks in that camera where they can find you online or social media or SoundCloud, all that stuff. Tell them.
All right. Well, I'm on Facebook as John Blaze. And if you go to my SoundCloud account, just look up John Blaze also, or www.soundcloud.com/JohnBlaze-level.
Yes, that's right.
To be more exact, I had to make it more
level.
exact.
I know it does say that.
Because once you punch in the search, you actually find me, and all 40 of my songs are on there.
They are on there. I think you have 42. I think at this
42.
point.
I'm not even counting anymore.
You have a lot.
I'm just thinking about the next one.
Yes, that's right, kids.
That's the main one. Also, my Twitter account, Johnny Blaze Rap. What else? My Instagram, John Blaze Rap.
Yes, John. You gotta make it all uniform.
Yeah. Once you hit up one of my social media accounts, they're gonna have links to the other accounts. So yeah,
that's true.
And of course,
it'll be featured on our Breaking Into page, of course, and we're actually friends. So you'll probably see stuff of his on my page and here and there. Of course, this is Black Hollywood Live's Breaking Into. You can follow us on YouTube and iTunes under Black Hollywood Live, and under the Breaking Into, there's a whole section for us. I think he's now my 31st episode.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I know. Thank you. This is crazy. It's like moving right along here. And we have a bunch of other great artists I talk to, people I talk to on there. You can follow them there.
Hopefully I get the 100th one, right?
Yeah, we went for 100.
All right, I'm calling dibs.
That's a deal. The 100th one, he's going to do it. So I'm like, when's that going to be? It's later on this year, maybe.
I'll be very famous by then.
Yes. Bring it out to the universe. I won't be surprised.
I just put it out to the universe.
You did. I would not be surprised at all. And you can follow me at James Lott Jr. on all social media platforms. And that's everything. Just go to everything. And I have a SoundCloud page, too. Actually, a few things on it. It's under James Lott Jr. So you can go there and check out some of the things I've been kind of playing with. Thank you for watching us. As always, pay it forward, lift each other up, and share knowledge. See you next time.
From executives Keven Undergaro,
Feels so good to be alone, but
the entire BHL staff.
I need this company.
Thank
I
you
need
for
this
supporting
company.
Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live. Simply Instagram at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in. The views expressed here are those of the host owner and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.